flapping your gums with Vinny and Hessey. Yeah!
All right. What's up, y'all? We are back. Flapping your gums. I'm Hessey. This is, I'm not sure what side he's on, but that's Vinny, of course. And then we got us a guest. This is Molly Moser here from, well, I guess, are you originally from Fallon?
Fallon's my home.
Hometown girl right here, guys. So, I mean, we're super pumped that you would take the time out to hop on here with us. So
me too.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for having me.
That's super cool. We got Vinny over in Utah. So basically, I think he's going to just need to move since we're all Fallonites.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. He's going to need to.
This is where it's at.
Bring his own. I'm going to turn this. Go ahead.
We may not have a Home Depot, but we got a Walmart. We got.
Yeah. Can you believe that? Dude, that's crazy, huh? Can you believe that little town has a Home Depot?
I know, we know.
It's because we got like the good old boy system with the old Ace hardware.
Yeah.
We got one of those too.
Louise, yeah.
It's like monopolized that whole little. The it's almost like, I think from what I've heard. I mean, I'm not a politician or I don't know any of that stuff, but they talked about how they don't let that stuff in.
Yeah. I think we're kind of missing out a little bit.
For sure. Definitely on some restaurant situation too. Like, we don't even have wingers. These guys got wingers. You know what wingers is? Is that a Utah thing?
Is it a Utah thing? Is that like a wing song?
I think it's a Utah. No.
Oh.
How do you explain your wingers situation?
I don't know how to explain wingers. I mean, it's a restaurant. You can get, they have sticky fingers. Like, they're famous for their sticky finger chicken. It's like a sauce you put on there. But yeah, they have, I mean, that's what they're famous for. So you can get your sticky finger wraps and sticky finger salads and stuff like that. But you can get kind of a hamburger. It's just kind of a, not quite a diner really, but I mean, it's good food, but I think it is just a Utah thing. I've never seen it anywhere else.
Maybe it's like I guess what do we have? Maybe not Applebee's. What's that? Red Robin. It's like a Red Robin.
Yeah, JD Slingers kind of.
Oh, maybe something like that. That's Fallon right there. That's full on Fallon, dude. Molly just went straight up, dude. Dude. The Depot. Oh, man, Wednesday night. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, remember that?
Because the original wingers.
Dude, Wednesday night of the Depot, Pigs in Space. Is that right?
I think so.
Pigs in Space.
Yeah,
Molly might not know it. She's young.
What's
dude,
Pigs in Space?
Dude, Wednesday night, they call it. There used to be, I don't even know if that bar's open up there anymore.
Oh, God, there was a bar?
Remember the one? Yeah, she's too young. Oh, gosh, dang it. I just don't even talk about it anymore. Let's not talk about it. No, there used to be a bar above the Depot. You know where JD Slingers is in the restaurant at the Depot? Above there.
There was?
And they called it Pigs in Space on Wednesday night. The big gals would show up and party. And, like, the Navy dudes knew. And so they would, Pigs in Space on Wednesday nights.
That does sound fun.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't.
And very piddly.
Okay.
Molly wouldn't be able to make it because she's too small for that.
Right. I don't think they can call it that anymore.
Not gonna fit in, clearly.
They don't. Yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah, you don't fit in for sure. You don't make it. You don't make the cut. They weigh you on the way in. You don't, if you're not over a certain weight, out the door. It's like you get bounced. That's terrible. That's a thing. But it closed down. Yeah, it was up there above. It used to be above. I think they still have like some beer signs and stuff up there. If you look, right there on Williams, and like the Depot's right there, and then you look above it. Is it the Bonanza? No, Bonanza's next to it.
That's next.
So JD Slinger, and then you got Subway. It's right there on the corner. Isn't that the Depot?
Yep.
Yeah. So above that was like a little bar.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, choice because you wouldn't make the cut. Sorry. So that's why you didn't.
That's why. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So Molly is, you were born in Fallon.
Well, I was born in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
But I moved out here when I was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Because of my dad. That's when he worked for the sheriff's office.
So her dad's Sergeant Moser.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I met this dude. I don't even know. Okay, so I probably saw you at some point
Probably.
in our passings. Because, so when I moved to Fallon, that was like, I want to say, this is crazy to say, but it's been probably, I would have to say, Vinny, probably like almost 20 years ago.
I was gonna say 20. Yeah.
20 years ago. So Molly would have been, if I remember from the note, you've been 12.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her dad was a sergeant for the sheriff's department. And so, of course, when I moved here, I knew Jenny and Jared Jones she was a dispatcher and he was a deputy. And I met her dad. Dude, he's jacked too. I just remember him just like this older dude that was just jacked. He reminded me of, and this is where Molly probably is not going to know, Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
The UFC fighter.
Yeah, okay, I can
If
see
you
that.
look it up, yeah, your dad was like that because he was just, he's not like a tall guy, but he's jacked. I remember he was always at the gym too. Always wore gloves, fingerless gloves. Dude, just pumping weight.
Yeah, fingerless
Dad.
gloves, dude. That's 80s style, isn't it?
I don't know, dude, but I just remember he had some big old arms on him.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he did.
He probably still does, dude, but I haven't seen him in forever. Is he still here?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's retired. Now he's doing a bunch of home projects and he's relaxing and which just makes me happy. Yeah.
That's good.
He
Good
needs
for him.
to.
He was a cool dude. Yeah, that's probably where you get your voice from, that little raspy voice, because he kind of has that. Yeah.
Definitely the accent. I get teased for saying coffee, water. I mean, that's for my mom too. She's from Philly, so
Oh.
yeah.
So
It just sticks
you
out.
were only like 4 years old, but they talk like that, so you were just around it.
Yep.
Even in Old Fallon, huh?
Yeah, and old
Coffee.
Fallon. Yeah.
You know, I love some coffee.
Out
Wait,
here
so
in
did
good
they-
old Fallon.
Yeah.
So did your parents grow up there? Like you said, your mom's from Philly. Was your dad from Jersey? Or
Yeah. My dad, he grew up in Newark, New Jersey. And then my mom, she grew up in Philly all of her life too. And I think how they met in Atlantic City in New Jersey, I believe. And my mom, she was kind of like a waitress for like big shows where Tony Bennett would play. And I think that's how she met my dad. She just was waiting tables and then.
So is your I'm gonna go out on a limb and say your dad's not the musical type, but then
Wow.
I'm probably wrong.
He kind of got me into guitar.
So he plays the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I could just see him up there, just hit fiddle, just jamming on that.
Yeah, he back in the day, during he was in the Marines when he was younger. He was in a couple bands, just a couple gig bands too. He actually really encouraged me, inspired me to play. So I got started in high school for a bit. And I took like a 15-year hiatus because I went to college, focused on my career. And then it's just time. Sometimes it just comes back to you. I'm glad I picked it up again.
Yeah.
So he's got a nice blue Ibanez, and he let me borrow that for a while, and that was cool. It's not really my style. It's a lot of really deep bluesy.
So it's a guitar
sound.
for the listeners.
Yes.
She's got a
sorry.
guitar. Okay. So the listeners go on YouTube and watch it, but if you're not, she's sitting here she's got a guitar in her lap, because here in a little bit we're gonna have her play, I don't know, just jam, play a riff, whatever you want to call it.
Totally.
What do you would call it?
Yeah, I can
I'm
play
kind of into
riff.
it, too.
Yeah.
So
I got,
I'm a
like,
big band guy.
Yeah. It's all right. I'll rock you guys out. So.
But then, like, when you're talking about the guitar stuff, that's why I'll kind of stub in it, because we have people who listen from like overseas and stuff. And so for the listeners, she's talking about a guitar. Like, all right, so you ripped on the old blues guitar.
I did. Yeah, I learned that a little bit, and then it was just time, so I just got this for Christmas. It's a PRS 24 SE custom, and beautiful sound. Carlos Santana has one.
Who signed it?
Paul Reed Smith.
Paul Reed Smith.
Yeah, PRS, Paul Reed Smith.
Look him up.
And the fretboard I got, they're very unique. It's got birds on the frets.
It's RLC.
I like them. Some people don't like them because they slip, but I think it's easier if you want to do like a bend or something.
And it has some different ones too. Like you got a hawk, you got a falcon, you got a hummingbird.
Yeah, I like that.
You got
maybe that's a different type of all birds.
No, they are. You got a. So this is probably like a sparrowhawk. This is a hummingbird. That's a red-tailed falcon right there. Or red-tailed hawk, sorry, right there.
Wow, I'm glad you're doing this.
Yeah. I was just learning. That's freaking rad, dude. You can probably see it. Vinny can probably see it on there.
Right now, I cannot. I
Just
mean, I
where
can
you
see the birds. I can
silver.
see the different
Yeah,
birds.
those are birds. Yeah, that's cool.
Dang.
That's legit, dude.
Hopefully it'll clear up
Okay. But, yeah. What? It's blurry?
just a little bit. But I'm uploading. Remember? I mean, I'm hooked up to Ethernet this time.
So this is okay. So we better. I should do like a disclaimer. I missed.
We
that
have
part.
to do disclaimer.
So Vinny's internet sucks balls, and so hopefully it doesn't today. Just because he's been really, and I will give it to him. He's been adamant about trying to get it to work. Like he's been hitting the people up and being like, "Listen, I shoot a podcast. We have a guest coming on. She's big time. So we need this internet loading because." It is the more, like, I have to spend hours of trying to get this, like, fix his internet because I'll just be sitting here talking. Hopefully you don't notice it when you're listening to us because Molly listens to us, so that's cool. She just didn't come on the show just to come on. I mean, she did, but also she did listen because she's like, oh, yeah, I was listening to this episode. I was like, oh, that's cool. But, like, I try to edit it because there will be times, if you ever hear we're on it, I'm just sitting there talking and you don't ever hear Vinny and I just kind of keep talking to myself.
And he answers himself. He'll answer questions that aren't there.
Yeah, or you hear like something like I pause and then like I answer something. It's because Vinny's on here, but it's not uploading because his internet's terrible. Jesus. And so I have to go in and edit and cut all this stuff out. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're praying that Vinny's internet stays up on the up and up. Fingers crossed. But if you see him go away,
okay.
We just roll. It's just you and me.
Okay.
We're just banging it out.
We're just banging it out.
Just keeping it going.
Dang.
We'll just keep it rolling. And he'll pop in once in a while.
No.
And sometimes even if he comes in and it's recording, then I still act like he's not there. It's just like
so anyway.
Try to get people to chime in and we're trying to get him some people to comment in and about because Vinny will eat anything. Yeah, Miracle Whip. He loves Miracle Whip. Is that disgusting or what?
Well, that's fun. I like the cheese whip. That's more disgusting.
No, Miracle Whip.
No.
Instead of mayo.
Miracle
Whip.
He likes eating Miracle.
Oh, just straight out of the...
He'll eat a scoop. Look, he's got a jug of it right there. He's like smearing it on his body and stuff.
Oh, it's that Miracle Whip.
Dude, that's disgusting, right?
Wow. Oh, yeah,
it's a little bit.
You don't do Miracle Whip on your sandwiches?
I know he does.
Yeah, they do.
It's not my sandwich.
No.
See?
Well, I wouldn't.
I'm not that.
You put on a sandwich?
I put on a sandwich, but not by itself. I'm not going to poke my finger in there and be like,
no, yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
I know he's gonna. So we're trying to get some people. So for the listeners, we're still waiting. They can email us or whatever, comment. I mean, even let Molly know. Put her stuff up there. To what Vinny? Because I think I want him to. He'll eat some weird stuff. I mean, if you eat Miracle Whip, you can eat some nasty. But do you put Miracle Whip on a sandwich?
Normally, yeah. Oh. Like a picnic sandwich in the summertime.
When's the last time you put Miracle Whip on a sandwich?
It's probably when I made a hand turkey sandwich, maybe. But you gotta mix it with the mustard, kind of like what they do at portisubs.
That's mayonnaise.
Well, it's regular mayonnaise, that's right.
Yeah.
See, Hessey won't do Miracle Whip. Hessey won't touch it.
Good job, Vinny. Look at the next guest that we had on actually eats Miracle Whip. That's the only second person I know that. You're the only second person I know that eats Miracle Whip. So let's throw it out there.
So Molly, do you like French fries? So what they have in Utah is it's called fry sauce. Okay, so fry sauce, it's like I mix it with Miracle Whip. I take ketchup and Miracle Whip, mix it together, and then it makes a fry sauce. Wow. Hessey is adamant about no Miracle Whip touching any part of his food, his tongue. He can't even look at it. He won't eat Miracle Whip and he won't eat tomatoes. Nothing.
Really?
Well,
yeah, he's...
So, I don't like tomatoes. I'm not a tomato guy. I mean, I've tried them. I just can't do it. People are always like, People are
Do
like,
it.
oh, but you'll eat ketchup. I'm like, if you can make a tomato, pull a tomato off a vine, and it tastes like ketchup, I'll eat shit out of it.
Yeah.
But that ain't happening.
No.
You know what I mean? You don't have enough preservatives and all that good
You
stuff.
put
So
salt on it anyway before you do
yeah,
that.
so I just don't do tomatoes. Miracle Whip is not. So it's not even. That's not fry sauce. First of all, that's Vinny's fry sauce.
That's Vinny's
Let's
fry sauce.
let's categorize this correctly.
I might order a little tub of Vinny's fry sauce, though.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
You gotta, dude, that blows my mind. You got
Smoke me a fry.
You got a fry. Yeah, I'll take the fries, but put mayonnaise and ketchup. That's good. That's
You
what I
gotta get the
consider fry
you gotta
sauce.
get the tang. The Miracle
no
Whip has a
tang,
tang.
dude.
It has a
No.
zip
It
to
does
it,
have
man.
tang.
It does.
See?
yeah. I don't
You wouldn't know. You don't
It's
need it.
added
I know. I won't.
electrifying
Oh,
flavor.
I would if I was gonna do that. I'd do ranch with ketchup. It's like a southern style.
That's good too, actually.
That's bomb right
That is
there.
bomb.
Miracle
really
Whip,
good.
keep it away. It's no need. Yeah, let's move on. I'm a little disappointed. I thought for sure I was having one on my side, but dang
No.
it, dude.
And you brought her into your house.
I did too, and I was
Got dips and
I was
stuff.
totally gonna go into it and just be like, "Oh yeah, we're going into the Miracle Whip thing," and then I thought for sure you'd be like, "Oh, I don't know, I never even put it on anything," and then you're like, "Oh yeah, I slapped it on a sandwich just last summer." I'm like, dang it! I should have. That's all right. I got edited. Go ahead. Vinny's still there.
No,
we're
there you
gonna-
go.
yeah, And we're gonna just go in when she says no. At
She's like,
some
nope,
point, and then
not
she's like,
touching it.
Miracle. Oh, you like Miracle Whip? No.
No.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep.
This is my feed.
I
Oh,
told
yeah.
him last week I put it on my hot dog and he about puked right there on.
No.
I just put a little bit on the
You
bread
know,
of the
you
hot
probably
dog.
don't even eat a hot dog. When's the last time you ate a hot dog? And would you put Miracle Whip on
I
it?
don't know if I put Miracle Whip on a hot dog. I like sauerkraut on my hot dog. I like my
Yeah?
pickle. Yeah.
Yes. Sauerkraut.
Just keep it kind of.
But yeah, so
right,
I
it's all
definitely
right.
put.
You're fine.
I just kind of put it on like a sandwich. I put it on the bread. I put the hot dog in there. Squirt a little mustard, a little ketchup. Throw the sauerkraut on
Yeah.
top.
Wait, you put sauerkraut and
And
Miracle
Miracle
Whip?
No.
Yeah. That's no.
I like it, my hot dog completely pickly, oniony,
Yeah. Mustard,
sour,
ketchup,
mustard, yeah.
but no Miracle Whip.
Eh,
Would you put mayonnaise on it?
I don't even put mayonnaise on it. It's weird. Like sometimes some things are good with mayonnaise and
Yeah.
Miracle Whip, but some things just don't belong. Like I hate the hot dog mayonnaise thing. I can't
Yeah.
do that. Like put it on my burger, put it on my sandwich, sure. Hot dog, no.
Stay away from it. Okay, it makes sense. I feel that way about Miracle Whip on everything.
On everything.
Stay
Yeah.
away. Let's keep it away.
All right, so you moved to Fallon
Cool.
when you were 3, 4 years old.
And she still
Right.
got that coffee
She
action.
got the-
The coffee.
That's
yeah.
just growing. So,
So-
what's your mom? Did your mom play music?
My mom, no, but she very much got me into AC/DC, the Stones, Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
She got me into a lot of rock music. My dad was really into Motown. My dad's into rock music too, but he was like into doo-wop, The Temptations.
So she never played an instrument, but she was around it. You said where she worked, like venues and stuff.
Yeah,
Like that. So she was
yeah.
just around it, but just never got into.
Yes,
Picking up
she got
the
to see some. She's got to see some people. I should ask her
Some
who else. I know Tony Bennett. She's
That's right.
yeah.
Vinny used to play the trumpet.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he played.
I
tennis.
probably couldn't play it now.
So that kind of explains a lot.
What was your first song on the trumpet?
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
dude.
That was like elementary school. What did we? I mean, you had to learn all the scales first, and then you had to go into just easy songs. I can't. The ones I do remember are mostly Christmas ones, like Silver Bells, stuff like that.
I remember Vinny was pretty good. I remember, dude, you were pretty good on the trumpet though.
I know, but if you gave me a trumpet right now and put music in front of me, I don't think I
Oh,
could
yeah.
play it.
That's the same. I used to play the saxophone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like
I remember the one song that I like, a cool song that I got was who is it? Is it Mark Anthony? I'll be right there waiting for you, or whatever that song was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think that's.
I used to play
Mark
that on
Anthony.
the saxophone.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. That was my go-to song.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's all right.
See, imagine
Picking
you
up
playing the
chills.
saxophone.
Yeah, right. And then it got in the way of football. So what happened was, it was like the band teacher was like, well, when I got into high school, you remember what's her name, Miss Erickson?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was like, well, the band played during the football games. So she's like, well, you got to come out and play. It's part of your grade to play before the games.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I can't do that. I got to be in the locker room. And she's like, well, you got to come out at halftime. I'm like, well, I can't do that either. I got to be in the locker room. Like, that's the key times I got to be there. And she's like, well, it's half your grade or whatever. And so I was like, well, see you later, saxophone. we're playing football. So that's the end of my saxophone career right there. At least I made it until I think I was like a freshman or sophomore.
I think my trumpet's still in mom and dad's basement.
Yeah, that's probably where the saxophone. They're probably sitting there next to each other.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay, so we're now back. Well, you're two Fallon. Growing up, you were athletic. You were in sports. You did track, huh? You were a runner.
I love.
Because I saw I did cross country for like a little bit, but that's terrible.
Yeah, because you gotta run.
You gotta know. Hey, you must like running because you did track. What'd you do at track?
Track, I did my 200 meter sprints and everything, but even though I personally think I was kind of horrible at it, I did my 1 mile runs. Okay. I just like doing it. I tried the hurdles. I would always tumble.
You biffed it a few times, huh? I feel like I guess, I don't know. I feel like hurdlers got kind of a little different stature, a little taller, longer legs.
Yeah, no.
I guess it doesn't really matter. So you tried it, but you ate it a few times.
I ate it quite a few times.
During the meet?
Oh.
Or just some practice?
Actually, I think I did on one meet. They were just, one of my coaches, they were like, just try it. I'm like, okay, sure. And I did it, and I just ate like 3 or 4 of them in front of everybody. Okay. But somebody else came in last, so I didn't complete.
Probably they tripped over They tripped over the hurdles you knocked over.
That was my strategy.
Perfect. That's my strategy. Yeah. So you did the 200 meter. Do you ever do any what they call medleys? Is that where you run with other people, right?
Yeah.
Called medley.
Did that with the baton, yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that a relay?
Your ticket. That is a relay too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I was just asking. A long time.
Yeah.
I thought a medley was one where you did like multiple different track and field things. Like you do a run, you do shot put.
So we're all
we are all about facts.
I appreciate that.
Whether they're right or not, that's up to you.
That's up to you. You can look it up or you can agree.
Yeah,
you agree?
You can just listen and go with us, or else you can Google it.
You can Google it.
We're all about facts here. Yeah, Braxton. Okay, so track. You ran track, did cross country. So we're in junior high school. So high school, did you start getting into music then?
Yeah, well, in junior high, I started choir, and then all throughout my 4 years of high school, I did choir too. Thank goodness, because it's the skills that I learned from whatever it was 15 years ago. Yeah. Good Lord, still affects me today. So, if you will. So yeah, I did choir for a long time. I got to sing at the national anthem with everybody else who was in the choir, the San Francisco Giants games.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I think they discontinued that for budgetary reasons, but that was the thing back then. Back in 2007 through 2009, probably earlier too. All the choir classes, we would go out there and sing national anthem. It was fun. We'd always have our concerts too, and then I got into guitar, really basic stuff, but I tried to stick with that. It's hard to do it on top of, like you were saying, with sports. Yeah, so.
For sure. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. There's no doubt. I mean, at least you stayed with it. I just threw it to the side and was like, it's too much in sports. There's a lot of time in sports. Yeah, that's super cool. Well, choir, I did show choir for a little while when I was in high school.
Oh, you
did?
Can
you imagine that?
That's wow.
There was hot chicks in show choir, so I tried out for it. That's terrible. But I made it, dude. And I went in because a couple of my buddies were like, hey, dude, you should get into show choir. And I was like, what? You don't know. And so there was like, of course, it's like high school. So there's chicks in there. And it's just that's what you do at that time. And so I was like, oh, I'll try it out. Like, whatever, I'll come check it out. And so I went in there and I was like, yeah, I thought you just like went in and like it was like a class, you know, and you're like, hey, I want to do show choir. And they're like, oh, really? So she's like, yeah, come on up here. This is the music. This is what you're going to sing, and I'm going to play it on the piano. And I was like, oh, yeah, like what? Like, and she's all right now. And I was like, what? So there was like people, it was like a class was going on. And so she just jumped on the piano and started playing, and I had some music and just started singing.
That's awesome.
And then because I was like, well, I mean, I think if I would have thought about it, I probably wouldn't have done it. But it was like on the spot. And so then I was like, all right. So I sang, and then she said, okay, well, you're in. And I was like, oh, cool.
Wow.
Tuxedo and all.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, we did wear tuxes.
Yeah, you did.
Serenade him with that bass voice.
That's what, yeah. I think that's where it went to. Yeah, definitely. I didn't do, what is it, treble?
Or baritone.
Baritone. I can probably get baritone.
Yeah, I think you can.
You can now.
Yeah. At the end, I probably was baritone then. And maybe it dropped me into bass once in a while. And then as I got older, then I got more bass. So I'm down with that. All right. So I like it, dude. I think it's cool. I think, you know, Alexa, like we were talking about, you're asking about her piano stuff and then her singing stuff. So I hope the piano stuff, she didn't really, she stayed doing it. And it's funny because she kind of got to where she was reading music. But at her age, their minds are so much like sponges, and they're just so much like, I feel like kids are smarter than us anyways nowadays, but she would just rather memorize it. And so I'd be like, she wouldn't even look at the book, you know, when she's playing the piano. And I'm like, so I'm watching her, like with the lady that was teaching her. And I asked her after, I was like, do you know the sheet music? Like, you know the music? She's like, no, I just memorize what to play. And I was like, you need to learn the music. Like the sheet, once you can learn to read it, you can do other stuff. She's like, yeah, but it's way easier for me just to memorize the song. And I'm like, dude, could you do that? Vinny, you think you could do that?
No. Well,
now? Like right now, would you be able to memorize the song?
Yeah, you know, I feel Alexa. I feel your daughter on that. And it is important to read the music because that's how it's going to, you know, kind of affect your whole journey with any instrument you play. But, you know, a lot of us, you know, musicians too, we just learn by sound, you know, the sound of the notes and such, which is good too, you know, but it's important to learn those notes as well. But she'll come around.
She'll get it.
You know?
So she's staying with singing, so that's cool. I like that part of it. Yeah, so okay, so then you went through high school, athlete, runner. Did you stay running after high school? You still like to run?
You know, nowadays I do. When I went to the university, I, you know, contributed to the freshman 15, they call it.
Okay. Yeah. Coming back on Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's when I probably would have fit in on the space.
You know, Vinny, you know the freshman 15, bro.
I do know what the freshman 15 is, yes.
Yeah, okay. Isn't that crazy? I wonder what that is. Just being
out. I don't know, I'm still going through it.
Yeah.
Vinny's been hitting freshman 15 for the last like 10 years.
When you got unlimited options, I mean, if you got unlimited Miracle Whip in front of you, like you have all the options and wow, I can make this, I can eat this when I want.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
you think that? Probably that in, I guess when you're a freshman in college, how old are you? 21?
Yeah,
18? No, you graduate at 18, then you go to
right, then you go into college
19,
at 18,
20.
19, yeah.
You think if booze kicks into you?
Yeah,
boozing?
Absolutely.
Because then I feel like you got two of them. It's like two bads. Not bads, but you're boozing up, and then it's like 2 in the morning, you're going to get tacos. And
I still do that.
Yeah.
Carne asada fries at that point. So.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about right there. Oh, man, I remember those days. It was back in my drinking days, and you'd go rolling up at, like, Jack in the Box, because they'd be open 24 hours. You know, roll up there and get, like, curly fries and those $1 tacos or whatever. Oh, it's my favorite. Egg rolls. Yeah. I remember waking up just smelling like an egg roll. You're like, what in the world? There'd be some half-eaten egg rolls still left on the counter. I don't even know what happened. Oh man, good times.
So were you playing music in college? Like, were you guys doing gigs? Did you join a band when you were in college? Did you do any of that kind of stuff?
I wish I did. That's when my hiatus kicked in, if you will. I married my career for a bit. And I'm proud that I did, but
and what is that career?
This is where we go into. I remember this is where you go into, like, you were like in journalism and stuff.
Yeah, I got a BA in journalism.
Yeah.
So I had a knack for writing. I still do. I'm a little bit burnt out, I'm not gonna lie, but I just liked writing stories about people. To me that was kind of like a way of giving back, and educating people about who this person is and what they're doing in the community or business, I just always enjoyed doing that. And then having people read about it and say, oh, Molly, I read your article about this business. I'm going to go check them out. It's like, cool, great. Go support them, get the local dollars flowing. I don't know. There's just something about it that just really brings me a lot of joy, because it's like, it's my way of helping people, write about it, and always enjoyed it. My first big claim to fame, if you will, 2013, before I graduated, I wrote this article about Burning Man, and that made it to USA Today. And I was like, wow,
oh, nice.
I was interning at the Reno Gazette-Journal, so that was cool. And I just made it a whole big thing for the last 8 to 10 years. Yeah. So, and nowadays I'm trying to fit in my hobbies, because I've just done it so much, and it's just, it's time for a change,
Yeah. So you still like to write. I feel like that's huge. Like, I feel like that's something for sure. Like, I can understand being, getting burned out on some certain stuff or whatever, but I feel like you must be a really good writer if you wrote about Burning Man. For the listeners too, Burning Man is a festival that goes on. It's called in the Black Rock Desert here in Nevada, and this place is barren, and it's huge. And so there's this huge desert. I guess it would be northwest of
like
Gerlach, up above Gerlach. So for the listeners, if you look it up, and it's a cool art. The stuff that gets brought out there is amazing. The stuff that people build. It's a huge party for sure, but there's some really cool artwork that gets done out there. It is you probably already knew this because you wrote all about it, but it's the third largest city in Nevada.
Just for that week.
Yeah, it's like, there's like 70,000+ people. And this Black Rock Desert is so big that they put 70,000+ people out there. And so make this huge city, and it's in a different spot every year. So it doesn't leave a footprint in the Black Rock. Did you know that part? That they move it?
I didn't know that they moved it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's still in the Black Rock, but it's like there's a different place that when you pull in and drive to it, it'll be in a different spot.
Wow.
They'll move it X amount of miles this way, X amount of miles this way, so that it doesn't stay in the same. Like treading on the same. But there's literally, you can't pee on the playa. You can't like drop anything on the playa, nothing. And there ain't shit that grows in the Black Rock Desert. Dude, it is like straight up alkali riverbed flat. Yeah. You couldn't grow cheatgrass, and that grows everywhere. But they don't want you to do anything on there. But so I feel like if you wrote about that and it made it to the US, like, why didn't you want to stay writing?
I think that's a good question. Let's see. I did it so much, when you do something so much for years and years straight, and it just hits. I still write. I'm writing my own songs. I'm still trying to figure that out. But gosh, and when it just comes to, I think now it's like, I just got to find that thing that ignites me again, because that's all I did. And I did it for the newspapers in Carson. you know, even Fallon, Lehigh Valley News here. I had a great time with that. It's just, I did it for a long time, almost daily. And it's just, it was crazy.
You burned out.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So does your journalism writing, when you, like you said, you like to spotlight or highlight certain people and stuff like that, does that help when you do write songs? Does that help for your research purposes and stuff like that? Does that help you come up with kind of lyrics and stuff like that a little quicker than, say, somebody that doesn't do journalism?
You know, that's a great question, Vinny. I think it kind of depends. For me, I listen to a variety of music. You know, I go from EDM to metal to rock. I'm starting to get into country a little bit more.
Ugh.
And you know, you know.
Sorry, that was a.
Vinny doesn't like country.
Oh my God.
I don't either, but I'm trying to open my mind to it, because a lot of the writing, the lyric writing in country, it's very, it's just, I feel like, especially growing up here, a lot of people relate to it emotionally too.
Yeah, it's raw.
Yeah, it's raw. And so that's what I'm trying to expand to, how people are writing. I mean, even, you know, she's a big deal right now, you know, Taylor Swift. You know, I'm not crazy about her, but her writing, it's just raw, just the way she writes things, even though it's over the same chords, different variations over and over again. That's how she's engaging people.
Yeah.
So, I would say probably journalism does help to an extent, where I'm so used to exploring different perspectives of people, whether it's, you know, like businesses or politics or beliefs, whatever. And to be a journalist, you have to be all open-minded to learn about that. And that's how you have to walk in every single story that you do on somebody. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm trying to do with music too. Just, you know, expand my perspective.
Yeah, that's cool.
On emotions when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, Vinny don't like country. So apparently country, you guys, I wonder, this must be a Miracle Whip thing.
It might be.
You guys are like Miracle Whip.
So if you like Miracle Whip, you don't like country?
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe. There's your poll right there.
I was going to say, that's a good poll.
See what people think about that. Dude, that's rad. I think it's cool. Writing music, I have no idea. I mean, I think, like, when I was younger, like, I remember writing, like, trying to do, like, I would, like, write poems kind of stuff, like that kind of deal. But I feel like, I don't know if that would even relate into music, but I guess you kind of could.
Music is kind of a poem. I mean, it's got a rhyme. It's got a, you know, you got your different verses and stuff like that with your poems. The same as would be same with music.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can write it.
Country's a little more along the line too, like you were saying, more that raw, like almost like you're seeing a life experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something. I mean, of course, everybody jokes about like, oh, it's like they lost their girlfriend, their dog died, or whatever, you know,
yeah.
Like the sad country stuff. But I feel like, yeah, it's kind of, that's where I think that if you're talking about that relatability to it of that, because it's just kind of they're telling a story. So yeah, like Vinny says, I guess a poem, you can turn it into music. That's cool. So, but, and I mean, it's ballsy too, because like I know that you get up and just sit on a stool and rail that guitar and sing. Like, that's a big deal. Like, that's cool.
Thank you.
That's pretty rad to get up there and just do that in front of people and just have the confidence and just know that you can do that.
So do you do all electric guitar, or do you do acoustic when you go up on stage or anything like that, or do you do both?
I try to divvy it up with both. Because there's some songs I'm like, man, this sounds really good on acoustic. And then there's some songs where it's like, oh, this sounds really, badass on electric, I like to do both. Oh, man. I remember before I got my PRS here, I walked into Guitar Center. And because I was searching for a new good electric guitar that I needed. And I remember walking right in there, and the cashier guy, whoever it was, the customer service guy, he's like, because I told him, look, I'm playing acoustic right now, but I need an electric. He's like, why would you need both? Why would, if you're already playing acoustic, why would you need an electric? And I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, you just lost a sale.
So this guy was working at 7-Eleven, and then I was going over there. Like, why do you need an electric? You've got an acoustic. Like, bro, Just go back by the counter and I'll figure this out on my own.
Yeah.
Sit
Yeah.
down. Get
You
back
walk into the
house, Mary.
You walk in the gas station to get a Coke and a Slurpee, and they're like, "Why do you need a Slurpee? You already got a Coke."
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on.
Yes.
Dude,
Gosh.
why would you even say that? That dude hasn't been in retail very long, for sure. Yeah. So you didn't get one there, I take.
God, no. I tried a couple out, and I'm like, I'm done. You know.
Like, you got somebody that actually knows what they're doing. He's like,
Oh
what?
man.
Yeah, get out here. That's good. So, I don't know where we're at on your notes.
Well,
stuff
we're
there. I
still.
think we've
We
made
just got done with college. She graduated with her journalism, and she's
she was in USA
moving on. So, did
Today.
you stay in?
Big
Did you
time.
come back to Fallon after college to do the Fallon News, or did you go other places to try to do your journalism somewhere else?
Yeah, so when I graduated college, I went straight into broadcast news, television. It's funny because back then they had a degree for journalism for print writing. That no longer exists because newspapers are kind of dwindling.
Right.
So I was, a print writer, newspaper, all that, but I just went into, television. My first job was at Coal 08 in Reno, one of the top Reno stations, and that was a whole different beast. Because
So were you
have
one of
to
those
write.
people out on the side of the road that they were like, okay, you're going to go out here and do the snow today and that kind of thing? Or were you like in the office part?
Well, that's like a news anchor, right?
I was behind the scenes.
Yeah, you were the writer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
you wrote what they would say.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So did you have to
Just
put
asking.
on a teleprompter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
nice.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but that's where like it makes me think of when you watch a movie.
Anchorman.
You know, like
What?
Yeah, Anchorman, yeah.
It's like,
Just like
whenever
that.
He puts on the teleprompter, he'll read.
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know if I can do that.
Trust, there are some tempting moments, I
Yeah.
will say.
Ball sweat. You're like, wait, what?
So I want to get fired today.
Yeah. I put my 2 weeks in. I'll get out of here.
Exactly.
Let me fancy this thing up.
Yeah, that was a whole different beast because you have to write for the ear. So I actually left Reno for a little bit, lived in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay.
And that was a job that required traveling, and that was a print job too, but I wrote newsletters for railroad companies like CSX, Union Pacific, and food. I would go up to Michigan and go to the Kellogg's factory and just go walk around, say hello to the employees, and say, hey, how's it going? What safety initiatives are you working on? And just write a little article about that.
Really?
Same thing with railroad.
Yeah, that's what you did. That's what I was saying. What with the railroad? What? So you just wrote a little thing, and it was like in the newspaper, or what?
Yeah, they were employee newsletters.
Okay.
So I would go out, like CSX, that's based in the East Coast, Florida. I would go to Florida every other week. I would just go travel to the little, rail towns and just go out there and be like, hey, Joe, what's going on? And, what would you like to put in this newsletter? Some of them are feature stories about people, cancer survivors or people who are donating, or even just 100 plus days of safety celebration, anything. New air conditioning in this new building, like,
Yeah.
you
I
just
get
go out
those.
there, take pictures. Yeah.
I get those with UPS.
Okay.
They send them in the mail. We get a little
Really?
newsletter that, like you said, it just says like this. It'll spotlight some guy that's been there for 35 years. And he's got
Yeah.
35 years safe driving, or this is what we're doing over here in, Timbuktu. And this is what, Salina never makes it in the newsletter, but
Maybe
it's
you
too
might
small.
be in it, dude. So this is what Molly. So like Molly was the one writing those things.
right.
So, I mean, not for UPS, but
Not for-
in a
yeah.
general
Right.
sense of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, when
maybe
she said
maybe
that.
Vinny might be in it one day.
I think he should. This would
It'll
be a
be
great
like
story.
30 years coming up, and when
6.
you retire or something. 6 years, he'll be at UPS for 30 years.
Put the
Almost.
podcasts in there.
Dude, see, when,
An
they,
article.
when that news person comes around, right?
No, we don't talk. Yeah, we can put the
You
podcast.
talk
in.
about it. Talk about that podcast.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
we will. We
Heck
will,
yeah.
for sure.
That's cool, man. That's crazy. That's some good writing.
So what do
I
you do
don't-
now?
Terrible.
Well,
She's on the radio.
yeah, I'm on the radio. That might be changing. So I might go back to the state for a bit. I really liked working for the state. And I did public information for media, like a public information officer. And that's just like distributing stories to the media. Like, hey, here's what's happening at this agency. If you want a story about it, call me and I'll set you up. So it's kind of like going on the other side of things. And a lot of journalists do that too. We'll, you know, go on TV, go on radio and write and do all that stuff. And then we'll kind of go on the communication side of things. More money, you know, and it's a little bit easier.
Yeah,
You
so
know?
that's what you would do for the state?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. I have a couple other prospects possibly, so we'll see what happens. We'll see.
So she was in Fallon for a while. This is how I met her, was at the gym. She was just like, she would come in the gym and just be like beast mode, dude. It was scary. Because she would just get after it, dude. And it was like serious. And so like her first thing, I remember like your first competition, she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do my first call, but I want to, like, you think I should do it RX, which is like prescribed, like legit. And I was like, and she's like, I just want to go for it. I was like, that's cool. Like now I can see why that you just like head in, just get after it for sure. But, so when we started this, well, that was a long time. That you would just, the podcast, you would just, shortly after that, you had moved away.
Yeah.
And so when Molly had heard that we had a podcast, I think we had it actually going, but we'd only been a couple episodes into. So Molly was like, "Oh, I want to be on your podcast," and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." Well, like I didn't want to have anybody coming on like to begin with, just because we weren't near set up or could even. I don't even know if we could have done it. Vinny, like bring a guest on the first little while because we were new at it. You know what I mean?
We were new. Like, we had terrible. I had crap mic.
Yeah. And so we didn't have mixers. We didn't have any of that stuff. And there's a lot that goes into this. Like, I didn't think of it. But it's like, well, let's do it. Because we talk all the time. Like we've talked about it in the podcast before. You probably heard it. So the funny thing is then I heard you on the radio.
Huh?
Yeah.
You did.
Like a few weeks ago.
Yeah. And so that's when I hit you up. Because I was like, dude, because your voice, you got a very unique voice. And I was like, oh, I think I know who that is. And then you closed it out with like, oh, this is Molly Moser. And I was like, oh. So I was like, right then, I'm like, I got to hit her up, see if we can get you on. And then you were like, yeah, I'll get on there. I was like, boom. So I told Vinny, I'm like, we're going to try to figure it out this weekend, like on a weekend that you could do it. And so that's how it went. Like, it's just crazy, like the wraparound, how it all works.
That's funny.
Hearing you on the radio. Well, here we are, episode 52.
Awesome.
Is what this one is.
Episode 52.
Yeah, is that nuts? Like, I mean, we enjoy it. We just keep kind of going with it. And we're super honored to for sure have you on here.
Thank you. Likewise, man.
Yeah, it's super.
Likewise.
I think it's cool. So, since we've been talking about writing and music and all that stuff, I think this is a good time to. So Molly has her guitar with the cool birds on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
all
name
different kind of birds.
There's different ones now, you know. We should name that one Predator.
Predator? Okay.
Yeah,
I like that. I do need to name my guitar.
Sure.
I was going to ask you if you have a name for it, yeah.
I need to.
You only had it for 2 months.
That's what I've been told. Yeah.
So, like, I don't have a guitar or anything cool like that. And we have a piano in there, but I'm not going to name it. It's not mine. Yeah. Alexa. I don't even know if you name a piano. I feel like that's probably not the thing, but it's not cool at all. So, and it cracks me up that what is the thing of naming? I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. Like just naming stuff. Like my truck.
You have Big Gray.
Truck, it's called Big
Personalized.
Gray. Yeah. You know, and rifles. So mine's, I don't have instruments, but my rifles all have names. Shotguns, rifles.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
They belong to you.
So they have names. So I don't know that Vinny has named his yet.
I haven't named anything.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you have to have that. Like one of my rifles is called Juggernaut.
That's cool.
Yeah. And my thermal, I call it Phoenix.
That's
my thermal
cool.
scope. And so I used to have different names for it. So yeah, we got to get Vinny's name. So you're going to have to come up with one.
I have to.
Yeah.
I know.
But like, so I was saying this one because that's a hawk right there.
Yeah.
So we have one at work that lands on the tower. And I'll just kind of go real quick. And we named it Predator because it's savage. Have you seen the movie Predator?
Oh,
the old school one with
the old
Arnold
school.
Schwarzenegger?
Yes.
And he rips the dude's skull out with the spine.
Yeah, that was sick.
This bird does that to all the birds. So he's just savage.
He is savage.
Like, he's been there since over 5 years. Lands up there. I go up on the roof to work on the havoc, and there's just heads of random birds all over the place up there. Like, he just rips their heads off, and I don't know, apparently doesn't like their heads on their bodies. He just eats the neck fat off of them and then leaves the body or carcass. Sometimes he sport kills. One time there was a seagull, and I walked up there, and it was just dead, laying there underneath where he nested up there at the top. Apparently it just flew too close, and he took it out. But he's savage. So that's what that one is right there.
The predator. I like that. Well, we have a fret name now, so.
There it is, fret name. That's a fret.
Gosh.
You know what the
We're
fret
gonna
is?
name all the frets. I know what frets are.
Why not? There's a whole group.
I had a bass guitar once.
I know. It goes down to the small ones. I don't know what these.
I don't know what that is. It looks like a turtle. This one.
Yeah.
Or it's one of their heads.
It's gotta be birds. That's predator ripped that. That's cool. So, Vinny, what do you think? Should we listen to?
I think we should hear a song because I want to ask her some music stuff after we're done.
Oh, Vinny's gonna come up with some stuff while you're jamming. That's good. I like it. You got to write it down, or you already got it in your mind?
No, I just want to. I got a couple questions. It's not a big deal.
Right. Cool. Okay, so here we go. Then Molly's gonna play us a little something.
So I'd love to play like half of a song I wrote.
Yes.
Just like a little preview of it. And one of the things that I'm trying to improve in music is memorizing. You know, I saw this funny meme on the internet, and they were like, you're a half-assed musician when you got to have your lyrics on a tablet and you can't even look at the audience, So I'm personally, I think I'm kind of there right now, but I don't know. It's just memorizing some of those lyrics and then being able to do it. Yeah. Maybe it's a little bit of stage fright I'm trying to get over, but anyway, I got to have my lyrics up here, but go ahead.
Do you think that is, but isn't when you play on stage, don't they have them?
Yeah, and you know what? That's one of the arguments a lot of musicians make. I mean, Metallica, when they play live, they got a freaking teleprompter with some of their stuff,
I feel like
but they're old. They forget things a lot.
True.
Like a mid. Maybe there's like a mid thing. So when you're new, it's like you're learning into it. When you get in the middle, then it's like you have that memorization part. But then as you get older, then you got to have a teleprompter come back on because you start.
But I've seen too. I mean, I think it's like that in.
They have those boxes down the bottom.
Yeah, but I think it's like that in any profession. I mean, we went on a cruise 5 years ago, and the guy came up with new stuff, and he had all of his comedy on a little notepad, and I've seen it even in when I've watched other specials and stuff like that. They still have like their papers sitting on their bar stool sitting there just in case. So
it's not that you're not a half-assed musician.
I think it's just to make sure. Yeah, you don't want to go up there and look like an idiot. You want to make sure you have backup.
It's just a reference. It's just a referencing because like you said, maybe there is nerves and stuff, but there's a lot going on. And how are you going to get up there and sing for 2 hours and know 27 songs? I mean, you even got a photographic memory.
Yeah. USB slot in my brain.
Yeah. Notes and all that. I mean, that's a lot. I can barely get
Johnny
up there
Pneumatic.
And just
Isn't Johnny
Sometimes
Pneumatic?
I forget doing this, and I'm just rambling on, making it up as I go. And I'm like, the other day when we did that. All right, let's do this. I'm ready for you to go on there.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
This song, it's called Bad Omens, and I'll play just the first couple verses in the chorus. This one is about kind of my experience last year over the summer. I went through a lot of crazy things, and this is all about the omens I would see around me, kind of the spiritual things, from crickets to hawks and then to moths. They all have these meanings of, good luck, bad luck kind of thing. So it's kind of about that. In July, butterflies in my yard. A robin makes her nest on the deck. And summer ended, and she never ever came back.
Hummingbirds at my window, moths go where the lights glow. Another day, another dawn. Robin's eggs never spawn. Bad omens, bad omens. There goes another mistake. Bad omens, bad omens. Can I get a goddamn break?
Dude, that's legit, dude.
Thank you.
That is rad. Well done. Oh,
I wish I lived in Fallon so I could go listen now.
Man. Yeah, I did. Yeah, well done. Nice. Thank you so much. That's sick, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah,
So have you ever done
sound
any
so
of that?
good. That's insane.
Is it always just you and a guitar? Do you ever have any like drummer or anything like that like accompany you?
So I'm looking for that. I do play with a band out here. They're based in Schurz, and they're called River Rogue, and we do a lot of covers and we just jam. But when it comes to like kind of just having another local band in Carson or something, I'm always open to that. So I have a looper too, and I'm learning to use that, and that puts drums on there. You can record solos, and while you play, it's a whole learning process. So long story short.
So you put it together, like you do when you say a loop, you have it like on your computer. You have a loop that you can actually do the drums and just kind of let it play in the background while you play over it.
Yeah.
So you build the track, and then you sing to it, and it plays.
Yeah.
You have loop. You have loop on your. You should have. I think you have loop on your mixer.
I don't use my mixer anymore because it was crap.
Oh, that's right. So I can play it back, loop back.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, that's rad. Like, and then the song is cool as heck. And then you talk about a hummingbird, which is cool because you got a hummingbird on your guitar too.
Yes. Yeah. And it was good luck when I saw that hummingbird approach my window. Yeah. And I had literally a robin lays its egg on my deck, but then she didn't come back and they never hatched.
Oh.
Just like, bad omen.
Or
not, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
perspective.
Yeah, it just wasn't meant to happen right there. You know the hummingbird's the only bird that can fly backwards?
Yeah,
I think so.
Dude, I think we need to find.
We need to. Dude, there's a real fact that is
backwards.
We need to have an episode on Sean's bird watching skills here. This is crazy. I've learned so much about Sean's bird watching skills today.
Oh, dude, I don't. Yeah. I do like birds. I don't know.
I mean, when you're sitting out there on a coyote stand for 20 minutes and there's no coyotes, I guess all you have to look at is birds.
It's true. I do see a lot of birds.
Like your magpies.
That's what you should do. I should drag you out there for coyote hunting. I don't know if you're into like shooting.
I've never tried it, but I'm always I just won't shoot rabbits. That's the only thing.
Yeah, she has a pet rabbit too.
Yeah, I saw that. I went on her TikTok and yeah, she's got lots of rabbits on there.
That's why she has to bust out of here soon because she's got to take care of it.
He's I think he's recovering.
Yeah, is he
it's
old?
My baby. He's 3.
Oh, that's not
he's young.
I don't know. I guess how long do rabbits live?
Yeah, how long do rabbits live?
They can live up to 12 to 14 years if you take really good care of them. Yeah, that's my goal.
So you should shoot jackrabbits.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
I'm throwing out there. I know you love your rabbits.
That might be hard, but
like cottontails, I don't shoot cottontails, but I'll shoot some jackrabbits, just because they get diseased.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep the population down. You get yellow liver and all that stuff. Ticks.
That's true.
Yeah, they get a lot of stuff, and so they just pass it on and on and on. So, but coyote, it's like for inspiration type stuff. It's like you're saying, like you see the birds, so that like when you out coyote, I love it. Even sometimes you don't always get something or whatever, or if you're Vinny, you don't ever get something. But I'm just kidding. He does finally. I mean, he puts it. I will say that Vinny has. From everybody that listens to the show and talks to me about it, like they're like, dude, how does Vinny just sit there and hunt coyotes for nonstop? No, and he's resilient. Like he keeps going. He's I guess not resilient. What is it? Determined. Most certainly is determined.
Oh yeah.
Right, Vinny? On your
Yeah,
coyote hunting?
it's very frustrating not to get anything, but I think it's like a gambling problem. You always think it's just gonna be the next one. It's gonna be the next one. It's gonna be the
it's
next one.
addicting. Yeah, the next stand.
So-
Like, I'll just do one more because there's a coyote
One
over that
more.
hill.
One more.
One more. 7
Oh,
hours later.
it's starting to snow,
One
but you know what? I'm
more.
gonna do one more. One more.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm that way.
So I think, but also on that is I like going out and it's peaceful. Like you're in God's country. Like you'll go hike up over a hill and sit there, and it's like most of the time it's probably where nobody has sat down and just sit there. You sit there for 15, 20 minutes. It's especially when it's snowy. Like when I was going to Ely 2 weekends ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weekends ago, and that pulled off, and it's like it's snow, so it's just like that snow white, and it's quiet, and you hike over the hill, and you just sit down there, and you call, and then you just sit, like you're just there.
Sounds like a country
You're just
song to
watching.
me.
Yeah, you're just watching.
Does sound like a country song.
Yeah, there you go. It's just helping you out, throwing some stuff down and taking
man.
coyote hunting. Put it on some
Taking
lyrics.
notes.
Coffee. Have some
Coffee?
Light some
Go out there
and coffee.
and
Write
some
some
lyrics.
songs,
Snow.
in the snow.
In the snow.
In the
Yeah,
snow.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
super
man.
cool. That was a rad song too. I hope it all like turns out on this thing too. How did it sound for yours?
You might have to turn it down when you do the edit, though.
Oh, that's cool. I can totally run that.
Yeah, but no,
Work
I
that down.
was closing my eyes, and like I was kind of trying to, like, that's why I asked about the drums, because you can almost hear where the drums should come in and like that kind of thing, and I was just like, I could totally see that song just like you have a #1 hit right there.
Boom.
Hell yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really want to get into like rock, maybe grunge, pop punk. I know it might not be in the industry right now, really, like 100%, but that's just where a lot of my emotions and my
Oh,
play goes. It's weird. It just comes. Just,
that's
like
you said when you were saying that
That's
your
like-
mom
but I
got you.
never- Go ahead.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I was just saying when your mom said, when you said your mom got you into like AC/DC and all that kind of stuff. When I'm out driving, I mean, I'm by myself, so I just have headphones in. So I listen to some podcasts, but if I listen to the music, it's all that. It's AC/DC, Metallica, all the old 80s to early 90s, kind of stuff that.
yeah.
And even at the gym, like I coach a CrossFit class at 6 a.m. So like when they do that, it's like that's the genre that I put in there, and I don't get any complaints. I mean, some of my class is a little bit older in my age group, but some of the younger ones even that we've been getting the last few, they don't complain about it. They're like, yeah, turn it up. Let's get going. I mean, it's motivation. Like it gets you really going and stuff. So, the question I had for you, because if you've listened to our podcast, I would like to go and do comedy. Like I want to go up on stage. I want to do open mic night, but here in Richfield, we don't have that opportunity. I got to go like 3 hours, and it's on a Wednesday at 7:00.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I know. So we don't have that kind of opportunity for me to just pop in and pop out. But is that what you're doing? Kind of I mean, it's not necessarily an open mic, but like you get set up, you go to clubs or you go to bars and you go up on stage and do your songs. Is that how that works?
This is where we're going to plug in some stuff, because I think you put it on. You wrote it out to me. Now, are you going to watch those gigs, or are you playing in them?
Well, the gigs with my River Road band here in Schurz/Fallon, April 12th, we are going to be at the Green Wave Sports Bar. We just do a lot of rock covers and songs, and for sure on Saturday, the Earth Day. I think there's an Earth Day event on the 20th at Oates Park, April 20th. We're going to be playing in that too, so I'll be there.
April 12th, April 20th in Fallon, Nevada.
And
is it inside in the Oates Park, or you guys play outside in that?
I'm pretty sure, that amphitheater.
Amphitheater outside.
Yeah.
That's cool. The inside or the outside? The outside one?
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
In Carson City, though, every Friday night at A to Zen. A to Zen. It's a thrift store venue. So it's a thrift store, and there's a stage in the back.
Okay.
And they film their open mic nights every Friday night on YouTube, and it's A to Zen Carson City. And you just search that on YouTube.
And we'll put it down in the, when I put the episode out, it'll be in the notes.
Awesome.
We'll have a link in there.
What does A to Zen mean?
A to Zen.
You know, that's a good question. I think A to Zen, as in they have everything in their thrift shop from A to Z, and then
gotcha. A, not eight. I heard eight.
Sorry,
A.
Alpha.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
we'll put that, because we'll put your so the 12th and 20th, we're gonna put those in the description also, and then we'll have Molly's Instagram stuff, and then we'll put that the A to Zen also in there too, so you guys can go out and check her out and listen to it. I mean, that's super cool. I think it's rad. Like, it's just like small stuff. I think you just start and compile. Like I told her, she said she would even like hit us a little, I don't know if I even say it right, a riff to put in our intro. So like Alexa will do our intro, and then how we put the picture up, she's gonna come up with something for us, I hope.
Totally. I'd love to do that for you guys.
So how long have you been doing like clubs and bars and stuff like that? How long have you been doing your music in there?
Gosh, probably since not very long, for about 4 months, 5 months. I just kind of dived into it. Yeah. It was just time. And, you know, I mostly play at that thrift store in Carson, A to Zen, but I'm trying to expand. Reno is very hard to find places just to kind of slip into. But here, like in Fallon, they have their open mic nights at the Green Wave Sports Bar, and those are easy to get into as well. And then, of course, Carson, too, they're expanding. So, yeah.
So at the Green Wave, do you have to like put in like a week in advance? You send them an email, or do you just show up?
So the person to go to that, his name is Stephen Ryan Christie, and he's a local musician in Fallon, too. And he's been putting on those events throughout town. And thank goodness, because that really pushes like a lot of aspiring musicians to go out and just do it. That's kind of how I did it.
Right.
He sets them all up, posts on Facebook like, hey, it's going to be at the bowling alley this Friday, or at the Green Wave. I think they really like the Green Wave Sports Bar because they have a whole stage in there. It's great space. You can get loud. It's not cramped. So
Get rowdy.
Get rowdy.
Get rowdy.
Yeah.
Molly's gonna be rocking it.
Yeah. Rock your guys, melt your guys' face off.
That's it. Yeah. It's gonna get jacked up, bro. Oh, you better bring some change of underwear. It's gonna get real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go up for an open mic, do you get like how many songs do you get to play? Is there certain minutes that you get it, or like how does that?
Usually 3 songs. Three songs is the max. So
okay.
Yeah.
How was your first experience? Like the first time you went up?
The very first time, and it was actually here in Fallon in May, like a year ago. I only played 1 song because I wasn't sure, and I was nervous. I did well, but I was just like stiff. And I played a Tayo Cruz song. He's a pop singer. I'm only gonna break your heart.
Yeah. What was that? Dude, that's great. Just totally Jersey style.
I had the mosh pit going.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Was that at the Green Wave?
Yeah.
Because I thought you've done it. Have you played it at the Telegraph before, right?
The Telegraph.
I saw you up there.
Ages ago, I used to do trivia.
Oh, that would work. Okay.
Wait, what? You used to do trivia.
So the reason Vinny is asking, I'm gonna go on a limb on these questions. So he mentioned, you've heard Vinny's bits, Vinny's little bit. I don't know if you've heard on those. We've had a couple episodes because Vinny wants to do stand up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
he's working on that.
Awesome.
But he's asking because do they do? Is it just musicians only, or do they have like stand up, like
no
open mic or something?
It is for poets. It's for honestly, I think we need more comedians up at open mic nights. Yeah. I know it's hard because I respect a lot of comedians, like aspiring comedians going up there, because it is hard. We've had some comedians at A to Zen in Carson. Some of their jokes, you know, that you'll know when you listen to them what needs to be refined. But I mean, the bravery to go do that and share your humor and like it's not done enough, and I think it needs to be. I think you should. It's hard at first because some people are just going to be straight faced, like whatever you say, what you think is funny, but
right.
They hate
don't.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah,
This
screw Miracle Whip, but I can't relate to that. But don't give up.
Yeah.
You just keep going, and then it's funny because the more you go, the more people will get used to you, and they'll get familiar with you, and then they're like, you know what? Actually, he is pretty funny. Consistency is key.
Right.
Scary.
So see, there you go, Vinny. There's some pointers, bro.
I got it.
So we put
So
him,
how often a week do you go?
I honestly, I recommend if they have, let's say,
No, not me. You.
Like
you.
Oh, okay.
How often do you go up on stage?
Every Friday. I try and make it a thing. Every Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. Once a week at least.
See, I think Hessey should invite you to come over to one of the firemen's meetings on Wednesdays.
Oh, that'd be cool. Maybe.
I mean, that's cool that Vinny can think of that's a good idea, but it's not.
Okay.
So, I know there could be not to come on a Wednesday, but it'd be cool. Like I could see about trying to have something like when we have like something that goes on.
Yeah.
Like a fireman's event
like,
type thing. Yeah.
We do we do the street dance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that'd be legit. Like to have you come play in the street dance.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So they usually will have like, I was trying to think I don't even know. I think they had like somebody that was DJing that was playing music. No, I mean they do, but it'd be cool because like most certainly we could have somebody sing like a local, which would be you.
Yeah.
Sing and do like a little thing. But I mean, I don't know how many people you get at the A to Zen, but there's probably 300 or 400 or 500 people.
Wow, that's
that would be there.
Big audience.
Yeah, it's
actually.
huge because it's all free.
Yeah,
like we do sandwiches and all that stuff, and so it's the street. I mean, we do it right there. They close down the street right there at the firehouse.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I'll look into that for sure.
Okay.
Coming on a Wednesday.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the
night.
spot, Etsy. I was just thinking like,
Definitely.
well, because like
it's not a thing.
see, like, but I think of things for here. Like we don't have that kind of stuff here. Like we do have some bands like go to the bar, and then they do a $5 cover charge those nights that we have bands at the bar. I remember going in one night and they had kids. They were under 21, so it was kind of for Richfield. That's pretty impressive that they'll let, the kids come in, 17, 18-year-old kids, and they had a little band going on. And I've always thought about talking to the bar about having like an open mic night. But then they would want me to be in charge of it. And with my work schedule, they'd probably want it to be during the middle of the week. And I can't get there, to do it because they have like bingo night on Fridays. They do stuff on Saturdays. So they've kind of already got that kind of booked up. So for me to do it like on a Tuesday or Wednesday night when they're slow, like trying to bring people in for like an open mic night for, like you said, whether it's, one-man show like yours or poetry or even comedy, stuff like that. It's like I can't get off work in time to be there every week to kind of set it up. But like we have the balloon festival in Salina. So they bring hot air balloons every year to our county, and they have a street dance kind of similar to what Hessey was just talking about. And they have a band and stuff like that. But like around here, it's a lot of country stuff. Like we don't get a whole lot of variety, I guess would be the word for music type situations. And like,
different genres. They don't have it's like,
we don't do a lot of genres. Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot.
Then the next time you come, we get you to Fallon.
Yeah,
then
we're gonna have
to drag him to the A to Z.
A to Zen.
Yeah,
because you said that does stand up.
Yep.
Well, open mic.
Yep, and you'll be on the YouTube channel, everything. Yeah, you should.
Dude,
yeah, that'd be great.
I'll get you.
Great.
Introduce you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, I mean like, and on your notes that we asked for here, you've talked about putting music on like Spotify. So my wife has a cousin. And he does more of a reggae Jamaican. He's in a Jamaican band. When we get done with this, I'm going to send Hessey some stuff that you can listen to his stuff. But they were able to just record it, and to get stuff on Spotify, he said it was a little bit of a challenge to get it on there, but you can get that kind of stuff on there for free. So do you guys have a studio that you record at, or have you ever recorded in a studio? I know they rent space, like up in Salt Lake and stuff like that. You can rent space. You can go into the studio for X amount of time. Like, have you ever done that? Have you ever gone to a studio?
No, I need to. I do it all in my living room at home.
Yeah.
I'm working on that, but again, I know I keep bringing them up, but like the A to Zen, they I know their whole stage area, that could be a recording studio. So if you're wanting to have your own comedy special and you need somebody to record it, just come out to Carson City.
I was talking about yours. We're talking about you. This isn't about me.
She's helping you out too, dude. Like,
yeah, I know.
You guys are entertainers. You know?
Yeah.
Gotta help each other out.
Like, that's not my thing. Like, I don't know. I'm not get up, tell jokes.
I've tried to soundproof this little area that I'm in, and it hasn't worked out for me very well. So I got to get more soundproof stuff. But I just like where you work at the radio station, do they have a studio situation that they could put you in to let you record, so you could get
that's
a song
great
done?
Question. I should probably ask about that. I mean,
if you've got if it's available and you can do pretty good, free or really cheap.
Yeah.
I mean,
do it before you quit.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Miss Sherry said in the beginning, she's like, well, that might be changing. I'm like, yeah, well, you better get in there before you call it quit. Because they're going to be like, wait, you're not even staying here. Like, we're not going to let you use our studio.
Well, I think before you leave today, we're going to have you sign something so Hessey gets an autograph before you go big.
Oh, okay.
Is what we need. On that.
Well, I have paperwork now. From like that little printout I'll have you sign it too. It's funny. It says like, get it too, because it's like a little thing, like a little clause thing that tells you like that we can use your stuff. Yeah. Especially with your scene stuff, like that we can use it for our podcast and social media. But
totally.
So yeah. But you'll be linked and all that stuff when I upload all this stuff. But
cool.
Dude, it's super cool, man. I think it's just like this. Listening to you guys talk, like you instantly favor into Vinny's dream of going and doing stand-up, because you have been there. Like, you've gotten on the stage, you've said you write your stuff, you had that rush, you had that feeling, and so it's like it's cool because it's like instantly you attract to Vinny's dream of wanting to do it. And I think that's rad, because she instantly wants to help you to do yours. But I mean, it's good. And being a realist, like, as a person, I can see that. Like you said, like, you get up there, like she said, dude, people are just gonna be staring you just straight faced, like you're gonna flop. I mean, it's probably a rarity you come out on the first stand. It seems like she says stand-up's hard, and come out and just knock it out of the park. You know what I mean? But Vinny, I mean, the dude, he always sends me the stuff. Like, hey, and I don't listen to podcasts as comedian podcasts. I listen to other podcasts, stuff like that. But this dude just listens to like stand-up nonstop.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, I mean,
I think if you, I believe that anybody can do it. You know what I mean? People can learn guitar. People can, write comedy in their own ways, and it does require work. I think the work part of it is intimidating for a lot of people, and it does require just work, time, and patience. And it's hard to keep up with that for a lot of people. But I really do believe a lot of people, I think they don't credit themselves enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got something you want to try and put on stage, go for it.
Yeah.
I
think too, I feel like there's a lot of like backroom work, like you're saying. Like, you got to put a lot of time in to your, say, if we're talking to Vinny in his bit. Like, you got to put a ton of time in so that thing just rolls and flows, and you're going to be nervous. So you want it just to kind of be natural to get through your stage. So I feel like there's a ton of work that you got to do before you get up there and just wing it. You cannot wing it, I don't feel like.
I know, but it's an art. Like I feel like it's an art.
Yeah,
it is.
Like, and I'm sure Molly feel like an art too. Like there's, you got to put in the work, but you also don't want to sound robotic. You know, like when you're singing a song, you've got to feel the song so that everybody else in the audience feels what. I mean, they're not going to feel what you're feeling. You know, I mean, you write those songs with emotion. You write those songs with your personal experiences, but you want to put it out there, I feel like, so that those people are going to take the emotions that you're giving and reflect on their own personal experiences. So like when you sing that song that you sang to us, it's like the Omen song is going to be different for me than it's going to be for you. You know, like I think it's going to bring out that thing like, oh man, like I saw this week, or like this Omen song. And then after I hear that song, like, you know, I'm going to be looking for omens all week. That's all I'm going to be doing. Like I'm going to be driving around and be like, oh, look at that elk, you know, or whatever. Cause on my route, I see a lot of elk and deer and stuff like that on my route. And it's just going to be omens, you know? I mean, I've been seeing a ton of, I guess it would be, are they hawks or eagles? They're huge, Sean. Yeah. Like you tell me, are they hawks or eagles? But they're eating on. I don't know what
you're looking at. I mean, you have
yeah, I know. Well, they're about the size of a coyote. So you know, every time I see one on the side of the road, I'm like, oh, is that a coyote? No, it's just a bird, and it's huge. You know, but it's not a vulture. I know that, but you know, and there's just things like that I look at and like, I'm not even. All week I've seen them, and I haven't thought of omens at all. But now that I've heard your song, like all I'm going to think about is omens. Like for the rest of the week and stuff like that, that's what I think you want to get across with your music. Like like these are your experiences. This is what you do. And how does that affect me when I listen to that, you know, and bring it into my life? You know, they're not going to be the same experiences, which I feel like that's how an artist, you know, a musician, it works. Like this is what I felt when I wrote this song. This is how I'm singing it with, you know, with the passion that you sing it with, and you want other people to take that into their own lives and use it for them. Is that kind of how you feel when you write songs?
Well said. That is like the goal when writing songs. I appreciate that feedback. Thank you. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, that's the goal. And it's a different experience for the artist who writes the song, but if we can impact our listeners or fans or whatever, and have it in their own interpretations, and we catch them that way, I mean, that's just spreading the art even more in different ways.
Perfect.
You know? Yeah. You know, and just like in CrossFit, you gotta fail sometimes, you know, and it's just like up on stage, you gotta, you know, you're gonna have a couple, you know, mix-ups, or I'm gonna, you know, fail on some chords or some songs here and there, but you keep going. You know? Keep going with that clean and push and all that.
Just keep going. Just keep going. Like you gotta own. Like just move on past. A lot of people may not pick up on it. I think the same for like Vinny doing his comedy. Like you just gotta go in there and just own it. You know what I mean? Right. When it's done, it's done. Yours. When the dust settles, like. You go on and make your adjustments and work through it. Same as singing songs, you know what I mean? Like, you might mess up a little bit. Most likely, you know what I mean? We're not perfect. So you just kind of, like you said, just keep going. And, you know, more and more you do it, the more it gets out there. But, yeah, I mean, that's rad. I'm telling you, like, I look up to you for sure to step out on that stage, supposed to just sitting behind a guitar and just let her rip. And you got a great voice, so I mean, you're onto something for sure. You're doing it right. Thank you.
How many songs have you written for yourself? Like how? Just rough guesstimate.
I'd say 5 or 6 so far.
You got 5 or 6 of your own songs,
like full on.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
Yeah.
Like a couple minutes long, like 3-4 minutes long. Is that usually what they run?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it shorter, you know, because I feel like the attention span, or like, you know, even on TikTok, you know, people like really short, quick songs. Like a lot of songs nowadays are like 2 minutes and then they're done. So, but, you know, I do my own thing.
I like a 3 or 4 minute song.
Yeah, me too.
You gotta have enough time to be able to start and finish, like kind of explain the song in the song, you know what I mean, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Well, I think yeah, I think we can wrap it up, dude, because I don't want to keep you for too long since you got to drive all the way back tonight. So,
Yeah.
Vinny, you got anything else?
No, I mean I do, but it would be I think it's just listening to her song. Like it's almost like I'm excited for her.
Yeah.
And I would like, it's like I go through my head of like, she needs an agent, she needs to travel, she needs to start, you know, like I want to go to our bar and be like, hey, look, I got this girl that I want to put on, you know, like Friday night, Saturday night, whatever, like that kind of thing, and get it out there. Like it was really good. I really appreciated it. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's
Vinny.
right. Well, we could do that too, but how many people you got there at the bar when you go on Friday?
I don't know. It's you know, what do you got? 50 people, maybe
Oh, that's pretty
at the
good.
most.
That's a lot.
It's not a
But I
bad
mean,
gig.
like when you guys were like, "Oh, come
Maybe
up
you
here and do
could-
this," I'm
maybe
like,
you
"That's
could
8
sponsor.
hours."